back to Kupo Gamer. I'm Marco, and today we're summoning our first guest. So today on the Kupo Gamer, we're joining forces with our good old buddy Riconius. So we've been prepping 2 videos in cahoots about why we love Kingdom Hearts. Over on our end of the internet, we're going to be covering some anecdotes and some stories revolving around how Kingdom Hearts has been so important in our lives in so many different ways. Being a part of a fandom is so amazing, especially in one as incredible as Kingdom Hearts. One of the really cool things about being in such an active fandom is you have people who take the story and absorb elements of that and craft it into their very own tales. For this video, we're going to have 2 specific segments, starting off with a beautiful tale revolving around a very special rabbit and a mouse we all know all too well. And without further ado, take it away, Riconius.
So Kingdom Hearts has always been such an inspiring work of art. It has influenced me, both as a person, it's participated in my growth as an individual, and it's inspired a lot of creativity on my end as someone who is an artist and also loves storytelling. So I wanted to be able to share why I love Kingdom Hearts when it comes to the storytelling and how it's inspired my own storytelling. Specifically, I want to tell a story that I wrote, and this was a few years ago. I wrote this story that was heavily inspired by Kingdom Hearts and some current events in my own life at the time. So sit back, grab yourself a cup of empty, and we'll talk about this story. Here is Oswald and the King. Somewhere near the Timeless River, yes, the Timeless River, there was a man named Disney who was known as the Great Master, a great leader. And this Master Disney had a pupil, a student that he saw as his own son. This student was Oswald, and Oswald was a good person. You know, he helped people who needed help. He was respectful toward those around him. He did what he could to uphold whatever rules there may have been. And then there was another student, the second student of this master, who was very rambunctious and did what he wanted and would at times be a pester to people and was very pompous, and yet he was still recognized as Disney's pupil. See, Disney had a dream to build a large kingdom so that he could oversee and protect the people that he cared about, the people of this town. See, he had already built up this Disney town, or had started to. And upon this hill near the Timeless River, there began construction for this large Disney castle, you know, for the kingdom that surrounded this area. It was for the purpose of protecting those who needed protection and to be able to oversee the goings-on of this world. That was Disney's dream. And he dreamed that one day he could bequeath this throne, this kingdom, to his rightful heir. And though Oswald saw this and tried his best to live up to his master's expectations, even to the point of being very much like himself, Disney chose an heir, and it wasn't Oswald. Instead, he chose that his second pupil would become that ruler one day of this kingdom. That second student's name was Mickey. Mickey didn't really care much for what that title meant, what it would mean to be the king of this kingdom, what it meant to be a ruler, a leader. He just did what he wanted. he acted a fool. He played pranks on a bunch of people. And seeing that despite all of this, everyone recognized Mickey as this great student, this great heir of Disney. And I mean, that hurts. Definitely does. I mean, Oswald did all that he was supposed to. He was a good student. He was a good leader in training, if you will. Yet, nobody recognized him as that. He was the one who was respectful. Mickey was off fooling around. But unfortunately, he wasn't chosen to be the future king, was he? It might seem unfair. That's probably the first thing you picked up. Oswald did everything right, but didn't get what he deserved, so to speak. But Mickey did everything wrong. Yet he was the heir. He was the chosen heir. So Oswald began to grow envious. He began to have a feeling of contempt. Began to dislike Mickey greatly, maybe even to the point of hatred. That envy within his heart opened up his heart to darkness, and for the first time opened up this land to the darkness. And because of that, these horrible monstrosities, these creatures began to find their way to this world, find their way into this timeless river, and began wreaking havoc. Then it happened on that hill. Mickey, the heir to the throne that would be, he was attacked. So to step in and to protect his heir, Disney stood up and fought valiantly against these heartless creatures. In his attempts to protect Mickey, Disney fell to the heartless. That sacrifice opened Oswald's eyes, and it showed him the importance of this dream, to be able to build up this kingdom, to protect those who need protecting, and so to fulfill his master's wishes. Oswald, mustering up what little light might have still been in his heart, he was able to discharge his massive blast of light, destroying any bit of darkness that might have been in the land. This timeless river was filled with light again, and would forever be protected by light. That day, on that hill, the first stone was laid. The first stone that would be the foundation of Disney Castle. Oswald sacrificed himself, and in doing so, committed the greatest act of love and light anyone could. He sacrificed himself for the kingdom, and in doing so, he became the cornerstone of light. And Mickey saw this. From then on, in honor of Oswald and Disney, Mickey changed his ways, began to learn and take up that mantle of a leader, a ruler, and eventually he became king. And that is the story of Oswald and the king. I really need Oswald to be in Kingdom Hearts. Tetsuya Nomura, please.
So welcome back, gang, and thanks again, Riconius, for that beautiful story. So now's time for our part of this Kupo Conius, or Rico Key collab. We're doing stuff together, what can we say? So our segment is on some anecdotes revolving around some extremely important parts of my childhood. So growing up with Kingdom Hearts was such an amazing experience. I was lucky to have such amazing friends too, with such incredible imaginations that wanted to create and just have fun with Kingdom Hearts stories. Not all of our stories revolved around Kingdom Hearts, but for example, I always tried to bring that Kingdom Key there into combat and incorporate it somehow into almost all of our stories. Except like the zombie ones, but that's for another time. These backyard adventures took place over many of our summers. We created like wooden keyblades and wooden swords and wooden magic staffs to fight Heartless and Nobodies and organization members, all in the comfort of our backyard. These incredible childhood adventures we used to call No joke. Kingdom Hearts provided so much story elements and so many enemies and adversaries that we had to overcome in our storylines. What these backyard adventures helped us do was keep this spark of creative energy alive and thriving in our brains. And I know to this day, I might not be doing this if it wasn't for those good old times. During these adventures, we brought balance to many worlds and helped many characters along. Whether it was sailing the high seas or going into strange, kooky, weird village taverns to get information, we were always just in the heart of creativity. Some of these stories brought us to fight parallel organizations that knew the dealings of Organization 13, but had agendas of their own that revolved around the heart and Kingdom Hearts at large. Some of these tales would bring like a bunch of people in from the neighborhood, and it would just be all of us running around my backyard and just pretending to go on these quests, or fighting in these crazy wars, and just having fun being kids. All of these people who I shared this part of life with, they have such an important part in my heart. And I don't think I'm ever gonna forget the journeys and just the fun that we had together. Whether it was with our entire neighborhood or it was just 2 or 3 of us, we always just had fun using our imaginations and just having fun being kids. I really just feel like I have to thank Square Enix and like the Kingdom Hearts series specifically for just helping my creative process just get sparked at such a young age and just give me so many great memories. So from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank Square Enix for these times. And this is such a great series. And so I'm so happy to be a part of this family. And so yeah, if you ever wondered where these keys came from, it's directly from that sweet smell of nostalgic childhood. So I guess my final notes with this is Kingdom Hearts was such an amazing part of my life, and still is today. And I really just feel lucky to have had these times with my friends and, having the experience to experience these games at such a young age, because it was awesome. If you're interested in seeing the other part of our Rico Key or Kupo collaboration, check out Riconius here, and feel free to scroll through his whole library. You might have some fun. Now's the time for the comment shout out of the day. So how has Kingdom Hearts been an important part of your life? It could be from storytelling, to backyard adventures, to, cosplaying, or however you express yourself. Let us know in the comments below. So if you like what you saw here today, feel free to like, subscribe, and flick that notification bell for all the things coming at you from Kupo. Links to our social media will be in the description below, so feel free to check us out on Instagram and Twitter, especially now, so you can be a part of our Forge the Keyblade giveaway. We're building a Keyblade together, and we'd be honored if you joined us on this journey. Check out our social media for constant updates revolving around how we're going about this Keyblade forging. So that's about all the time we got for today. So thanks for stopping by our cozy little nook of the internet. I'm Marco, this is the Kupo Key Gamer. It's been so real, and we'll see you next time.